The sun has now set on the month of February as we await the madness to rise tomorrow. But tonight, a Mountain West showdown on the highest court in the land. Next. You're watching March to March, presented by Principal Financial Group. We welcome you to 7,220 feet above sea level for a big-time Mountain West Conference showdown. It's the Aztecs of San Diego State and the Cowboys of Wyoming. Let's take a look at the Mountain West Conference standings as we enter tonight. San Diego State in fourth place at 10-4. Wyoming has been at the top spot nearly all season. Right now they're in second, just behind Boise State. Hi, everybody. We welcome you courtside. Alex Sabario alongside Mike O'Donnell. Glad to have you with us. And, Mike, if you look at Jerry Palm's rankings right now, both of these teams currently in the NCAA tournament. But when you've got a quad one opportunity for both of these teams, any chance to improve your resume is a good one.
The Mountain West is absolutely loaded this season. I expect 4 teams in from the Mountain West. San Diego State as that 4 team. Jerry Palm has them in as a 10 seed. Not a lot of margin for error. They need another quad one win. Huge opportunity for the Aztecs tonight.
And I think one of the most intriguing things about this matchup in particular is the offensive-defense dichotomy. San Diego State's got one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the country. Wyoming boasts one of the best offenses in the Mountain West.
San Diego State, #1 defense per Ken Baum. Wyoming has a unique and efficient half-court offense. It is going to be a battle tonight.
Let's talk about the Aztecs. Our Reese's player profile, Matt Bradley, has been the straw that stirs the drink for this team. He's been tremendous all year.
And the Cal transfer has been their star. In the last 11 games, been super efficient, averaging 18 points a game and shooting over 55% from 3. Matt Bradley has been big time.
While Matt Bradley's been Superman for San Diego State, it's been a dynamic duo for the Cowboys.
Probably the best scoring duo in college basketball that you don't know enough about. Graham Ike has the best ISO post-scoring mentality in the country. Super efficient around the rim. He's got pro-touch type finishing ability. And Hunter Maldonado is a 6'7" point guard. He is crazy efficient, 6th in the country in assists, an absolute star for the Cowboys.
It's the irresistible force meeting the immovable object, the great offense of Wyoming, the phenomenal defense of San Diego State. A great matchup. Stick with us. It's next.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Principal Financial Group. Get to know us at Principal.com. By AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, and secure. And by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
You're watching March to March, presented by Principal Financial Group. Wyoming playing host to the Aztecs of San Diego State. The Cowboys unbeaten here in Laramie all season long. Let's take a look at the head coach for San Diego State, Brian Dutcher, now in his 5th season with the Aztecs after taking over for Steve Fisher a few years ago. 114 victories since he's been at San Diego State. Let's take a look at our starting lineups here as well. We talked about Maldonado and Ike, but Drake Jeffries can light it up from downtown for the Wyoming Cowboys. And we look at the other side to Jeff Linder in his 2nd season now with the Wyoming Cowboys. Got him to a 20-win season, 23-5 overall this year. Just a tremendous start to his coaching career here at Wyoming. Again, Alex Sabario, Mike O'Donnell, our entire CBS crew here. Glad to have you aboard here, this Mountain West Conference showdown. And it's an important one, Mike O'Donnell.
I'm ecstatic about this game. I've been looking forward to this one all weekend. 2 of the top teams in the Mountain West, 2 of the most efficient teams on each side of the ball in the country.
Now, we touched on it briefly, how good the Wyoming offense is and how good San Diego State's defense is, but Wyoming's defense no slouch either.
Well, they've been much improved as the season's gone along. And if you're San Diego State, you need those kind of garbage points. And I don't mean garbage in a negative way. I mean then getting offensive rebounds, loose balls. And it's going to be hard to come by tonight to get open looks from 3.
Butler with the early basket for the Aztecs here. And strategy, we know, is going to be a big part of what happens here tonight.
And pay attention to Lamont Butler, number 5 for San Diego State. He's got the job tonight guarding Hunter Maldonado of Wyoming. They're going to try to get Butler switched off on Maldonado as often as they can. Good ball fake.
Shot in the corner for 3, miss. Trey Pulliam with the rebound for the Aztecs. Here, Matt Bradley not afraid to shoot it right off of the bounce, and he buries one from downtown.
We said it in the open. He's over 55% from 3 in the last 11 games. Matt Bradley has been locked in for San Diego State.
Takes a lot of confidence to walk it up the floor and just take a shot from the wing like that. Here's Maldonado on the drive, high off of the window and in, and that's what he does.
At 6'7", he's got a baby sweeping hook that's almost impossible to block if you're a shorter guard guarding him.
Bradley coming off the screen. Up top, Johnson. As Butler finds a little bit of room, left wing jumper for 3 is off the mark, and Maldonado's got the rebound. This is Maldonado, and they'll double him high. Able to get rid of it to Gasell. Here's Jeffries way outside for 3, and that misses. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the country, but not from that range. So take a look at your O'Donnell rules, Mike.
We talked about earlier, you need to hunt for mismatches to exploit San Diego State's defense, match their physicality. They're going to be physical, they're going to be bumpy you, don't let it bother you. And we know the best chicken wing debate, drums or flats. Wyoming needs to flatten out San Diego State and push them along the baseline and open up their two-man game between EK and Maldonado.
Aztecs with the early advantage. This is going to be a fun matchup the rest of the night. Matt Bradley and Maldonado as they work into the corner. Pulliam in and out on the 3.
Wyoming's not going to want to play fast. They want to slow it down, run their offense. A lot of 4 out along the three-point line and 1 post player. And that's either going to be EK or Maldonado. And they're doubling right away. You see San Diego State goes to the double.
They'll work it to the corner. 3-point attempt was good. Jeremiah Odin from downtown.
Too late on the recover by Lamont Butler. If you're going to double, you have to sprint out to that recovery.
Well, you know, if you're San Diego State, that's the guy you really want shooting it from downtown. He only shoots it at 29% out there, so even though he made the 3, that's the guy you want shooting from.
But that's too slow of a closeout, though. You can't just hope that, oh, I hope he misses the shot. This is Mountain West Conference play. There's no margin for error.
Knotted up at 5. 5 on the shot clock. Bradley gets rid of it quickly to Butler. Doesn't have much time. Kick it out. 1 dribble. They're not going to get it off in time as Pulliam took a dribble. There were some opportunities there to take a shot, wasn't there?
No question about it, Alex. Pulliam passed up a semi-contested 3. That late in the shot clock, you have to let that go.
Wanted to talk about briefly, you know, all the hype about San Diego State's defense, obviously warranted, but especially from downtown. Wyoming, not too bad on their 3-point scoring defense either.
Number 1 in the Mountain West. They have the best 3-point field goal percentage defense in the Mountain West. We talk about their offense a lot. There are things on defense that they do exceptionally well.
This is Nathan Mensah up top. Here's Seiko coming off the screen. Lines up for the triple and buries it from downtown. Shoots it at nearly 40% from out there. Adam Seiko, the senior from Boston. Aztecs reclaim the lead by 3. Now in the corner, another 3-point attempt off the mark that time. Ike with the offensive rebound, goes off for the window, and there's Mensah with the block, but it's a goaltend.
Adam Seiko coming off the pin down. They call him Shake. Ripping up the 3. This is a good one. You gotta stay with us. San Diego State up 1.
So the last time these two teams met was in the Mountain West quarterfinals in Vegas last year, and Wyoming had upset on their mind. They lost earlier in the year by 30 and by 27. but Wyoming was in it throughout, but they couldn't pull it off. Terrell Gomez scored 20 points, and number 19 San Diego State knocked off Wyoming 69-66 to advance to the Mountain West Conference Tournament semifinals. Now you got to get ready for that Mountain West tournament because it's coming your way soon as the Mountain West quarterfinals tip off March 10th at 3 Eastern. As we take a look at the 4 teams that were on the bubble there, or not on the bubble really, but are going to be in the NCAA tournament for the Mountain West Conference. The Mountain West quarterfinals will start on March the 10th, and you can begin that road to the Final Four right here on CBS Sports Network. Alex Zabario, Mike O'Donnell here at 72-20. And the Aztecs so far on top by 1, but you wonder if the altitude's going to play a factor here. They played 3 games in altitude this year, Mike, and they've lost all 3.
I walked up the stairs this morning. I was exhausted. It took me minutes, like 30 minutes to catch my breath.
And that's because you do 700 sit-ups a day. So what does that say about me?
I don't read very well, Alex, so I just do sit-ups in place of that.
Aztecs here with 15 on the shot clock. This is Bradley. Already lined up for a 3 earlier. Buries another one with Jeffries in his face and rattles one home.
A little between the legs, cross, and rips a 3 at the top of the key. I tried to warn you, Matt Bradley has been locked in last 11 games.
A little bit of Lillard in his game, you think?
A little bit. He's got a little bit of Harden, too, when he gets that step-back 3 in there from a lefty standpoint. Smooth.
Here's DeSalle on the right side. Finds the triple the top, misses short. Ike tracks down the rebound. Backdoor cut. Oden gets his hands on it, but so do the Aztecs. We got a jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to stay with the Cowboys.
Let's take another really good look at this. Boy, that's a lot of contact on the arm by Pulliam. I can see why the Dome of Doom is really upset with that call.
So Maldonado will get it in. Here's Ike up high.
When's the double happening? Here it is.
Foster getting his hands in there. We get a whistle. And we're going to get a flop warning here against San Diego State.
Certainly a lot of contact on the double. As you could see, Ike tries to split the double and hits Pulliam. I actually don't agree with that flop warning. I thought that was a lot of contact, maybe even a warranted an offensive foul.
Nevertheless, it stays on this end of the floor, and Maldonado will take the inbound here. Comes the double out quickly to Jeffries, late on the closeout, and that's what Jeffries can do if you leave him even a sliver of an opening to get a shot off.
But Jeffries' man went to go double on Maldonado. And if you've got a great shooter that's paired up with Maldonado in 2-man game, you can't double. Jeffries will light you up.
42.3% from downtown this season for Jeffries. Seiko. Shot taken there by Baker Mazzara. Comes up empty, and here come the Cowboys. 1-point lead for the Aztecs as Maldonado takes it inside. Up and under move, throws it up off for the window. No. Rebound controlled by Diabate. Psycho left open for 3. Got another one.
That's a great sign for San Diego State when Seiko is ripping 3s like that. When he's knocking down 3s, it takes so much pressure off Pulliam and Bradley to score.
You know, they don't score a ton. They only have 1 double-digit score average per game on San Diego State. That's Bradley. So it's usually a different person every night. But if they can hit the 3s, it's usually a good sign for them.
This is semi-transition. Baker Mazzara kicking it to Seiko, ripping a 3 from the left wing. Bad transition defense from the Cowboys.
So far, 4 of 6 from downtown early on here for the Aztecs. Jeffries coming off the screen, launches another one, buries another one, wanted a foul, didn't get it.
Big time half-court execution for Wyoming, coming off a little pin down.
Baker Mazzara up high. Shot taken, Diabate misses. Offensive rebound, Baker Mazzara left open, can't get it from short range. It's
a great screen by Ike. Gets Jeffries going left, right foot, rips it from the top of the key. Boy, doesn't he have one of the most pure strokes in the Mountain West. Great backspin, great fall through, super efficient, Drake Jeffries.
Jeffries, the senior from Mattoon, Illinois, made a Mountain West record 11 threes earlier this season against Hastings. That was back on November the 26th.
This is where he's really good in post ISO.
Maldonado with the kick out. Three-point attempt in the corner is good. Noah Reynolds from downtown, the freshman. Boy, they really like his upside here in Wyoming.
And Maldonado's vision is off the charts in post play. It's why he's 6th in the country in assists.
Turnaround, little baby hook there is good. Diabate, the senior from Mali. Only at 2.2 points per game. So we're getting a lot of contributions from the middle to the bottom of the bench here. Two points for Maldonado, none for Ike, and there's Maldonado with the finish. 2-point lead for the Cowboys. Seiko. Seiko with 8 on the shot clock. Thought about it, now takes it, a little off balance on the shot. Comes up empty.
Wenzel gets the rebound, who had a great defensive possession as well on that. That was a great individual performance defensively by Wenzel.
Working into the post to Ike. Here comes the double.
They're doubling ball side. What a skip pass. Are you kidding me?
Out to the corner.
Are you kidding
Three-point
me?
attempt.
Are you serious?
Wenzel from downtown. The transfer from Utah. He shoots it at 35% from out there. And they're starting to make some noise here in the Dome of Doom. Butler misses, puts it up, can't get it to go, but a foul, and free throws coming up here for the Aztecs. Trying to stop this bleeding as Wyoming has made 4 straight buckets.
And Hunter Maldonado, the recipient of a big-time pass by Wenzel. Watch this skip pass over to the deep corner, ripping it for 3, and Wyoming's up.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by PNC Bank. See how we can make a difference.
The Aztecs have been the standard bearers in the Mountain West Conference the last several years, making the conference tournament championship game each of the last 4 years, going 2 for 2 in that stretch. They avenged 2 straight losses to Utah State last year. Let's take a look at the first 5 years at San Diego State. First for Brian Dutcher, and you take a look at Steve Fisher. Fisher had to kind of rebuild the program in that first 5 years. Dutcher took over a great program, and he's keeping it going. 114 wins in his first 5 years.
What a misleading graphic. Coach Dutcher walked into a great situation. Steve Fisher did all the hard work.
But, Dutcher, one of his disciples with him for a very long time, and able to carry that over. And it's very hard for an assistant to take over a program and keep the culture going. I don't think anyone's done it better than Brian Dutcher.
Well, not just keep the culture going, but when you talk about the great defensive cultures in the last 10 years of college basketball, everybody's going to talk about Virginia, Texas Tech, and Houston. San Diego State deserves to be in the national conversation when you're talking about the best defensive programs in the country.
Butler goes 2 for 2 at the foul line. And we're at a 3-point game. Wyoming been red hot. They've made their last 4 from the field. What's working for them now offensively?
It's great ball movement, and their screening for threes has worked really well for Wyoming. Weak side help hasn't been there for San Diego State.
Ike with a dangerous pass over to Wenzel.
This is a good possession right here defensively for the Aztecs.
3 on the shot clock, letting it fly with 2 on the shot clock. Misses too strong, and Bradley comes up with a rebound.
That was a good possession for the Aztecs, no question.
They'll throw it inside to Mensah. backing it in on Ike. Mensah with a turnaround, goes up with it and misses, and we're going to whistle, and it's going to be a loose ball foul called against the Aztecs. It's going to be on Tomajic. No, beg your pardon. No.
So a little extra shoving on the baseline. Pretty good acting job, I would say, too.
I'm going to recorrect myself there.
There you go.
It's Tomajic with the foul. So much excitement in the building here at the Dome of Doom. Dome of Doom. There in the corner. Three-point attempt is off the mark. Work ahead to Bradley, but a little too far ahead. Reynolds comes up with the steal, taking it all the way, going for the dunk and foul from behind. Mensah looked like he got all ball on that. The foul may have been on the other side. We'll take a look at it.
You said it earlier, Alex. They really like the freshman, Noah Reynolds. He's a great backup point guard for Maldonado. He's getting more and more playing time as he gets accustomed to the offense and the defensive system that Coach Linder wants him to play, but he is a fearless kid.
Free throw missed by Reynolds. San Diego State's already committed 4 fouls.
And you saw that graphic earlier. Wyoming does an exceptional job in their offense of drawing fouls virtually every other possession. They pound it inside with Ike. Maldonado's in the post. The wings are fearless attacking the rim. It is a very difficult offense to scout against.
Offensive foul against the Aztecs. It's going to be a screen against Bradley, and he's confused by the call.
Coach Dutcher is beside himself on that call. As physical as the game has been, I'm surprised that call was made. I thought that was a good acting job by Maldonado, who sold it really well. You're probably letting that go under any other circumstance.
Here's Reynolds on the wing. Maldonado tried to pass it off, turns it over. Into the hands of Pulliam. Looking for Bradley. Pulliam decides to take the three with a hand in his face. Jeffries was there, just not enough of a closeout. Pulliam had enough room to shoot it and buries the triple.
Good sign when Pulliam's knocking down threes. He's 34% from 3. He has a tendency to be streaky, but when he's knocking down threes, this offense looks much better.
Here's Wenzel on the kick out. Three-point attempt on the left wing is short.
Look at Ike.
Ike everywhere. Tracks it down. Reynolds up with it. Turns it over. Bradley has the freshman Reynolds on him. With the kick out. Pulliam thought about it. Back to Bradley. Bradley finding some room, buries it from the elbow.
How about the patience of Matt Bradley, understanding that he's got the size advantage, backs down Jeffries, takes his time for a step back mid-range. That's tough.
He's already got 8.
And here's the ISO in the post. As your point guard, good spin.
Maldonado with the spin, but can't finish there. Now you're starting to see the pendulum swing back towards the Aztecs after Wyoming had built some momentum as Bradley draws the foul on Reynolds.
San Diego State making a little bit of a run here. Pulliam knocks down the 3, starts to give the Aztecs a little bit of confidence. Matt Bradley, he doesn't need any extra confidence. He is pure from the wing.
Grew up in Texas. I went to segregated schools my first 9 years, and then I went to the nicest white school in El Paso. It was something I loved basketball, and it was my way of surviving. I'm one of 10 kids, 7 boys and 3 girls in my family. We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have enough money to be poor. We were just poor, P.O.
That was from earlier this season. Kurt Jimerson, the first African-American basketball player at Wyoming, spoke to the current group of Cowboys on his experience of being a pioneer for Wyoming athletics. He's also one of the first black FBI agents and worked with the NBA as well after his FBI career ended. Lives in the Bay Area, comes to see Wyoming whenever they play games at San Jose State. We're going to tight one here in a quad one game for both the Aztecs and the Wyoming Cowboys. A 23-22 lead for the Aztecs. The momentum swings back the Aztecs' way.
San Diego State's defense has been locked in these last few minutes. Wyoming started the game 8 of 13 from the field. They've gone 0 for 4 since.
The last Wyoming basket came at the 11:07 mark. Here's Bradley from way outside Lillard territory. Made that comparison earlier. Just decides, you know what? I don't care if it's 35 feet away. I'm going to take it.
That's Matt Bradley's third three of the game. He's been shooting over 55% from three as of late. The dude is just locked in.
Ike with the turnaround on the other end. That ends the scoring drought of about 2.5 minutes for the Wyoming Cowboys. You knew this was going to be a close one when we came into the building today. Bradley again, heat check,
no!
Got another one!
Oh no!
Matt Bradley is just locked in right now. He's perfect from downtown. He's got 14 in the first half already. Maldonado on the baseline, working. Able to find some room and get it in. But you can't trade 3 for 2s.
There's no question. If you're not face guarding Matt Bradley right now, you're doing something wrong. Number 53, Ducell, he's got the assignment, and they're trying to go right to him right now on ISO. You can see it. He wants it.
Bradley decides to take it. This time it's short. Boy, he didn't have a lot of room at all to take that shot.
I'm okay with that heat check. I would have done the exact same thing.
Jeffrey, speaking of heat checks from way outside, it's short. Bradley's got it. Won't be surprised if he decides to take one. Bradley, spin move, up and under, finds some room, gets fouled. Boy, how good has Matt Bradley been in this first half?
It's been the Matt Bradley show, period. Knocking down threes in transition. By the way, none of these are easy threes. These are heavily contested shots with a hand in his face, and he's just ripping it from deep. Matt Bradley, the Cal transfer, he's San Diego State star. He's got 14 tonight, 5 of 6 from 3.
You mentioned being
4 or 5 from 3.
The Cal transfer, second team all Pac-12 last season, averaging 18 per game for the Bears. Now tomorrow at 3 Eastern, don't miss the first leg of the Coppa Italia semifinals as Milan and Inter face off in a can't-miss clash. It's right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
At the San Diego State game a few weeks ago, I was talking with the staff and asking them about Matt Bradley, and they said, you know, the best thing we could say about Matt Bradley is he's having the funnest time playing college basketball he's ever had. He's the happiest he's ever been in this system.
Here's Ike on the baseline, short. And here comes Pulliam. Bradley set the screen for him. Nice bounce pass on the cut. Get it out to Pulliam.
Just daring him to shoot.
Decides to take it and buries it. (33-26), the Aztecs on top. Maldonado having some trouble there on the defense from Kashad Johnson. Works on the other end. Out to Jeffries, left wide open, and Brian Dutcher was not happy with that rotation.
If they're going to, you mean lack of rotation. Yeah. If they're going to double Maldonado ball side, there has to be extra help at the top, especially if there's a shooter for like Jeffries.
Jeffries with 9, 3 of 5 from downtown. Miss inside. Ike's got it. We approach the 4-minute mark here in Laramie.
Right to post up for Maldonado. They're just going to ISO him. Where is the double? Where is the double coming?
Maldonado inside. There's that hook you were talking about. Just fell a little bit short. Bradley has them thinking he's going to take the three. Out to Seiko in the corner. He's got another one from downtown. He's got 9.
Yeah, but Matt Bradley is in his element. He's making the winning play, not just the me play. That's a big-time driving kick by Matt Bradley.
San Diego State shooting 69% from downtown right now. Lights out from beyond the arc right now for the Aztecs.
It's a three-point show for San Diego State. How about a little driving kick and a 3-ball for Seiko? San Diego State loving it.
Coming up on AT&T at the half, our Sherry Burris will take a look at the great career of Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski. And Mike and I will break down the Mountain West season as we prepare for the conference tournament. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half as you take a look. Coach K, an incredible career that comes to an end this season. 35 career NCAA tournament bids, 5 national titles. And the three-point shooting tonight here, Mike O'Donnell, has just been tremendous for the Aztecs of San Diego State.
I want you to watch Ducell. He's going to go in and overhelp ball side. And that leaves the wide open pass for the corner. Anytime you can draw 2 and kick like that, you know your offense is humming. That is a big-time, high IQ play by Matt Bradley.
9 3-pointers in the game for San Diego State already. The 9 threes tie the most that the Aztecs have made in an entire game this season. Another thing to point out, they lead by 7. The Aztecs have not lost a game this year in which they've led by at least 7 at any point during the game. But they're here at altitude. 72-20. They have not played well at altitude this year, but we've seen Coach Dutcher make some adjustments in that department as Wyoming running out of time on the shot clock. Great defensive possession as Maldonado. I beg your pardon, we get a foul here as Odin was trying to go up for the dunk there, and he's headed to the free throw line.
I'm a huge fan of Odin's game because he is fearless in that he tries to dunk on everybody. You need those kind of X-factor guys on your team when you talk about you got 2 stars in Maldonado and Ike. Odin, I think he's that X-factor for the Cowboys.
Make sure to tune in to the 2022 Reese's College All-Star Game presented by Walmart. It's on April the 1st. It's live at 4:30 Eastern right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Brian Dutcher having a conversation over on the sideline right now, was not happy. What did you think, Mike? Was there enough contact, warrant a foul on that attempt?
Live, when you are the referee and you're seeing that kind of activity around the rim, yes, I understand why the call was made.
5-point game here. Seiko trying to get the backdoor cut here to A-Rock, but couldn't get it to him. Jeffries. Now it's Reynolds into Ike. They've got him doubled quickly. Reynolds bounce pass to Ike, high post. Ike with a little bit of room, but can't finish. And a flop warning again for San Diego State. And Dutcher is livid.
Let's see how much of a flop we have on this. Oh, yeah. I'm okay with that. You've got to stand your ground a little bit more against Ike. There's a little bit of a shoulder drop, but you got to hold your ground more if you're Nathan Mensah. And Mensah's no defensive slouch. I mean, this is a Mountain West all-defensive player, but going against one of the best ISO post scorers in the country, you got to hold your ground a little bit tougher than that.
Matt Bradley thought about taking it, decides to drive, puts it in, count the basket on the foul.
Are you kidding me, Matt Bradley? Are you kidding me right now? This kid is absolutely locked in. You're so worried about the 3 that the rip to his left and the tough finish with contact. If you're guarding Bradley, you got to know he wants to rip left. He's a lefty. You've got to sit on that left side of his body, make him go right.
You know, Matt has had kind of a rough go of it the last couple of games. He had a 2-point scoring outing just recently. So getting him back on track just before the conference tournament, important. And he's locked in tonight. On the floor. So you take a look at the numbers here for Bradley in conference play. They've gone up once we've reached Mountain West Conference, and that's the most important thing right there. You just circled it, Mike. That three-point shooting, he's been working on it basically since the summer. It's finally kicked in Mountain West play.
He's been such a great scorer his entire career, but that three-point shot consistently made is what's been his Achilles heel. Nothing wrong with that shot tonight.
Takeaway here, and Butler gives it right back. 8-point lead for San Diego State. Miss on the drive inside by Reynolds. Baker Mazzara. Can't hang on to it. Here's Wyoming the other way. Left wide open for the three. He's got it. That's Odin. Jeremiah Odin from downtown. He's got 8. We'll be back in 30 seconds from altitude.
And welcome back. As you can see, transition offense for Wyoming starting to pick up, taking advantage of really poor communication and sprinting back in transition defense for the Aztecs, something you don't normally say regarding a San Diego State defense. That was a good job of the Cowboys, taking advantage, drawing one defender, kicking to an open three. That's those back-to-back turnovers for the Aztecs. And Coach Dutcher was screaming at his team as they were walking off the floor, saying, guys, we have to take care of the basketball. We have to.
San Diego State has 6 turnovers in the game, 4 for Wyoming. Here's Bradley trying to find some room baseline, decides to fall away, misses too strong. Maldonado with a rebound.
He's going right to post up. Here it goes.
We approach the 1-minute mark. Maldonado, great pass over to the corner again for 3. This time it's off the mark from Odin. Under a minute to go. Bradley on the block, spin move, one-handed shot, gets it to go. Bradley with 20 first half points.
That's grown man bully ball from Matt Bradley.
Trying to get the entry pass into Ike, and they turn it over. It's the 5th turnover for Wyoming.
Bradley recognizes the mismatch with Reynolds, who's shorter and not as strong as Matt Bradley. Takes his time in the post. Great use of the spin off his pivot foot to go to his strong hand. They're going to Bradley again.
He's got the freshman Reynolds on him.
This mismatch going to back him down again.
Bradley. One-handed pass over to the corner. Johnson for the triple. What a find there from Matt Bradley. Incredible vision there. That's his 3rd assist of the game. It's a 10-point lead for the Aztecs. Jeffries with 1 on the clock gets him up here in Wyoming. Big-time shot as it goes to the horn. 44-37 the score now.
How good has this game been? This is guard-on-guard screen. 2 go with 1. Jeffries rips a 3 to go into halftime. This is a great ball game.
A tremendous first half of play. San Diego State thought they were going to have the momentum in their favor, but right now they lead by just 7. 44-37 our score at the end of 1. After the break, we'll send you to Sherry Burris in New York with AT at the half. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network. It's March to March, presented by Principal Financial Group.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the half. AT&T 5G, fast, reliable, and secure.
Hello there and welcome into AT&T at the half. I'm Sherry Burris. As the regular season winds down, so too does the coaching career of Mike Krzyzewski, who announced before the season this would be his last. And while the Naismith Hall of Famer continues to rewrite the NCAA record books, it's his impact beyond the game that will leave a lasting impression.
I think he's got so many contributions to the game, but I think just the fact of his longevity, one of the great ambassadors for the game. He's an icon of the game. Over the course of his career, what stands out to me is the love and the loyalty all his former players have.
He's really been a great role model for coaches, for the brand of college basketball, just what he's meant, how he's sustained winning for this period of time, how he's done it, with class. I just think, how he built a relationship with me, and we had a natural connection. Just our backgrounds were kind of similar. Grew up in a city like he did, and I was a point guard like he was, and he always took the time to want to build that relationship. And so he was pretty special at communicating and motivating and getting through to people.
The day-to-day competitiveness is what really rubbed off with me. I got there in 1987. He took a chance on me. I was a high school coach. I'm thoroughly indebted to him for giving me a chance. His intensity and ability to want to compete every day was what I really picked up on in my first year. And to this day, it's served me well because I learned it from the best, in my opinion.
What he's done at Duke, it's just unthinkable, unfathomable. Over 1,000 wins, 12 Final Fours, 5 national championships.
Just an unbelievable tournament performance by Coach K and his young Devils.
He's transformed the game on and off the court. He's amazing. He's an amazing coach, amazing person.
I just think his consistency over the length of his career, his ability to get things done every year with all different kinds of teams, and certainly his accomplishments off the court, off the college scene with the Olympic gold medals, and his influence on the rules of the game and the governance of the game. He's always been involved in that, and that's important. It's important contributions.
Coach K has gone 40 years of doing this at a high level. He's had to adjust. I remember when we started one and done, and he said, "I'll never do it. We don't do that." And within 2 years, he adjusted, and all of a sudden, they're doing it. He would never play zone. They started playing zone. He did it in certain ways, how they played offensively, and it's changed. Doing it at a high level, changing along the way, driving all of us coaches, USA Basketball, what he did for the sport worldwide, he's just had a huge impact on all of us.
What I admire about Coach K the most is his integrity, his family values, and his ability to maintain those two characteristics and be the winningest coach of all time. I mean, that's incredible. Either one of those would have been great, but for the same guy to do both is incredible.
Well, Coach K's Blue Devils continue to set the standard in the ACC and are trending toward another high seed in what will be his last NCAA tournament. Well, that does it for us here from New York. We're sending it back out to Laramie for the second half of San Diego State and Wyoming. That's next.
Thank you for watching AT&T at the Half.
Welcome back to Laramie, where the Aztecs of San Diego State currently lead the Wyoming Cowboys 44-37. The Cowboys have not lost on their home floor all season long. Let's take you back to last year. It's the third game of a trilogy between the Utah State Aggies and the San Diego State Aztecs, and it was revenge of the Aztecs as San Diego State would finally end up on top in the third matchup of the trilogy. The Aztec D was the difference. They registered 10 steals and 5 blocks, an 11-point victory at the Thomas and Mack Center. And we're coming up on the conference tournament yet again. Welcome back courtside. Alex Saboya alongside Mike O'Donnell. Mike, the Mountain West has been tremendous to watch all season long. We've been so fortunate to call a lot of games in the Mountain West Conference this year, and 4 teams could potentially make the NCAA tournament out of this conference. I don't think this conference has been this deep since maybe all the way back in 2013.
You may also have a team like UNLV who could go on a run in the conference tournament. They've been playing so good with Bryce Hamilton's been out of his mind shooting the basketball. The conference tournament's wide open, but you're right. It is incredibly deep when you have to worry about, you know, Nevada with Grant Sherfield being an 8 seed, Utah State with Justin Bean being a 7 seed. Look at those lineups. It is going to be an absolute battle to get to the championship game on CBS. I cannot wait to watch the Mountain West tournament.
And don't look at New Mexico without giving them a second thought, because New Mexico beat this Wyoming team earlier this season and played them well here in this building. There's not an easy out in the Mountain West Conference tournament that's coming up in Vegas. Now, let's take a look at some of your awards for the Mountain West Conference this year. Mike, what do you got for us?
Well, here's what I like. Wyoming is the top team in the Mountain West. Bryce Hamilton, he's 6th in the country in scoring, top 10 in the country in scoring. Jeff Linder's my coach of the year, picked preseason 8th. This season in the Mountain West poll, Wyoming looks to finish 1st or 2nd. And then Tyson Dagenhart of Boise State, 9-time freshman of the week. He's my freshman of the year in the Mountain West. Keep an eye on UNLV. I said it earlier, when Bryce Hamilton's knocking down shots, he's big time. And this is my all Mountain West team. Bryce Hamilton, David Roddy, Hunter Maldonado, Orlando Robinson. You can't forget about Justin Bean of Utah State.
We've had a tremendous first half. Matt Bradley with 20 points. Can Graham Ike and the Wyoming Cowboys rally their way back to stay unbeaten at home? Find out next here on CBS Sports Network. Principal Financial Group. San Diego State with a 7-point lead at halftime. It's been the Matt Bradley show here in Wyoming after one half of play. Welcome back courtside. Alex Obayo alongside Mike O'Donnell. Do you have fun in that first half, partner?
I know Matt Bradley had a lot of fun in that first half.
He certainly did, and you can feel March is upon us. It's the final day of February. You can feel the madness kind of trickling in to Laramie, Wyoming already.
This has been a great first half of basketball. A little more scoring than I anticipated, actually, from both teams. Going to be a fun second half.
Three-point shooting has been great. Let's take a look at what Matt Bradley's done. 20 first half points. Worth the watch. Brought to you by Principal Financial Group. This is a player you certainly want to keep an eye on as we continue here.
Matt Bradley's career high is 29. He's got 20 already, and we have 20 minutes left of basketball. He hit 4 threes in the first half. By the way, he also had 4 assists. He was super efficient in the first half. It was the Matt Bradley show.
Well, let's take a look at the first half stats. Look at the three-point shooting. 10 from downtown total for the Aztecs, but 8 on the other side for Wyoming. These are the 2 best three-point shooting defense teams in the conference, and they're letting them fly.
Could have fooled me. Both teams are giving up wide open threes. Something you're going to have to watch for in the second half is as San Diego State starts doubling in the post, you have to need better transition defense and rotation for those three-point shooters for Wyoming.
This is the 5th time in the last 9 games that Bradley has made 4 or more three-point field goals. As you take a look there, season average is just over 16.5. 20 points again already tonight as the Aztecs start this off with the first possession of the game, and they'll go inside for the first possession, and there's a miss inside there from Keyshawn Johnson.
Don't forget about Graham Ike of the Cowboys. Averages 20 a game. He only had 4 in that first half. Coach Linder likes to go to the big fella on the first possession. They're trying to go to him right now.
They'll work it into Ike here on the block. Ike working, we get a whistle. A foul is called. Foul's on Mensah.
You got to have a little bit more ball pressure on those post-entry passes, because if Ike starts to get into a rhythm, it could get really dangerous. Here he goes. Here's the ISO. They're going to double. There comes a double. Nice rotation out by Pulliam.
Three-point attempt from the right wing, deep, missed. Johnson with a rebound for the Aztecs. Here's Matt Bradley. What did Coach Linder say in the locker room to try to limit what Bradley can do here in the second half?
They have to do a better job in semi-transition of matching him up early. You got to pick him up by the half-court line. That was a big-time block by Drake Jeffries.
Unable to get it to anybody else, but Bradley's got it. Launches from way outside and got it to go. Matt Bradley is possessed tonight here at 72-20. Has quieted the crowd here in the Dome of Doom. A miss from the outside there from Dussel. Here's Bradley the other way. Bradley with the kick out. Pulliam for three. In and out that time. 10-point lead here for the Aztecs. Maldonado with a straight shot to the hoop. No one there to stop him. What happened there?
Coach Dutcher puts his hands up and just throws them down. Absolutely terrible transition defense for the Aztecs.
And now you've allowed the Wyoming fans to get back into this just a little bit. The lead is 8 for the Aztecs. Pulliam outside. Johnson launches for three, and he's got it. The big fella can certainly stroke it from out there. I say that. Doesn't shoot at a very high percentage, but looked pretty good coming out of his hand there.
But he's shooting 75% from the field in the last 5 games, so he has been locked in.
Here's Maldonado with that hook you were talking about as he worked his way into the lane and draws the foul.
Well, the kids like to say Matt Bradley's in his bag, and there is no question the dude is on fire. And there's a driving kick to the big fella, Johnson, who's shooting 75% from the field the last 5 games. Not known as a three-point shooter, but overall, he's been really efficient on the offensive end for the Aztecs.
Bradley has tied his career high with 5 3-pointers. He has 23 in the game. Aztecs making some substitutions here, but Bradley staying in, as is Pulliam. We saw some very quick substitutions in the first half, and you thought about it being altitude maybe a reason why, to save some legs there.
Well, Coach Dutcher told us that in shoot-around. He said, look, we're going to substitute a lot, and we're going to substitute quickly to give our guys some breath and rest. It does take the wind out of you when you play up in this kind of altitude. I barely made it up the stairs this morning.
There's a drive baseline, and a foul is called as Diabate went for the reverse layup.
It's a good rip by Diabate. Ike did not cut off the baseline. You got to stick your foot right on the baseline and use the baseline as a 6th defender.
Diabate 64% from the free throw line this season. Misses the front end there.
And Graham Ike of Wyoming, whose averages 20 a game, has been really, really quiet tonight. Only 4 points. The San Diego State front court has been really good denying post-entry passes and giving him anything easy in the post.
DK's only taken 4 shots. He's got 4 points. He only had 4 points in the first half against Colorado State. He only finished with 8 as we get a flush on the other end. Jeremiah Odin. Called his name a lot. Odin in double figures with 10. Bradley with Maldonado on him. With the kick out, can't hang on to it. Pulliam, it slips through his hands and out of play.
Well, you need an X factor. Coming over on the weak side. Great Odin's Raven. Those are the kinds of putback dunks that you want if you're Wyoming.
7 turnovers now for San Diego State. And Maldonado ends up turning it over on this end for Wyoming, so it comes back to the Aztecs.
Going right to Matt Bradley. Eight on the clock.
Arop inside, 3 on the clock, outside to Pulliam, catches this time, launches the 3, misses to the left.
And this is Maldonado ball screen time. Oh, they're going ISO on Ike.
In on Mensa. Ike can't complete the shot there.
Good defense by Mensa. Going straight up, straight down, playing hard without fouling. You love that from your big fella. Mountain West all defense.
Seiko coming off the screen. Has it knocked out of his hands on the shot. Maldonado with it for Wyoming. Takes it. Has it stripped out of play. Good defensive play there for the Aztecs. It'll stay with Wyoming on the other side. Wyoming trying to stay in this one. They're down by 9 at home. They are 13-0. Could they drop this one tonight? 9-point lead for the Aztecs over the Wyoming Cowboys, who are unbeaten here at home this season. And the three-point shooting has just been great for San Diego State tonight.
Well, if you're going to shoot 67% from 3, you're not just going to be in a lot of ball games, you're going to win a lot of ball games. And it started out with Matt Bradley, who went 5 of 6 from 3, and they have been lights out. So far, San Diego State has hit 12 threes in this game. And you take a look at their tournament resume. I want you to look here at the bottom. Look at these key losses, BYU, Utah State, and Michigan. Those aren't bad losses, those are just key losses. When you look at their resume, they have not lost a quadrant 3 or quadrant 4 game. They're 12-0. When you're talking about building your resume, if they get a win tonight, no bad losses, put San Diego State in a really good position coming down the stretch here.
Yeah, it's a quad 1 opportunity for both teams. Aztecs don't really have another one of those left until the conference tournament, as we get a nice drive to the bucket there from Maldonado.
Well, that's your point guard posting up on a baseline out of bounds play. How often do you see that?
Energy back in the building. It's a 7-point game. Here's Bradley, this time on the drive with a kiss off the glass. Too strong. Mensa with the offensive rebound, the putback, and a foul is called. Dussel picks up the foul.
This is your 6'7" point guard. He's going against a front court player, and he has this great little hezzy move. He drops his pivot foot on the dribble and attacks the rim. He'll do that 2 or 3 times a game. It's so hard to prepare for and scout for, because how do you simulate that in practice? You can't.
So here's Mensa at the stripe. Not a good free throw shooter. Got that one to go. Must have heard me over here.
Hey, so what's the matter with you, Alex, calling me out like that?
50% on the season from the free throw line.
Just one of the all-time great defensive players in the history of San Diego State. 3rd all-time in blocks in San Diego State history.
Honorable mention, All Mountain West, was on the all-defensive team last year. Will likely be in that same spot again this year. Leads the conference in blocks per game. Maldonado with the take. There's that hezzy move you were talking about.
Absolutely filthy off the flat ball screen to extend over Mensa. And all of a sudden, we got a little life in the Dome of Doom.
Bradley leaving it up for Mensa a little high. Was able to still hang on to it, then tried to lay it up and missed. Goes out of play, though. Stays with the Aztecs.
Look at this flat ball screen for Maldonado. Look at him finish over Mensa. There isn't a point guard in the country that can do that like Maldonado does.
7-point lead for the Aztecs. They've got 20 on the clock.
Seiko in the corner.
Seiko lets it fly. It's short. Offensive foul called against Seiko for kick out. And Dutcher can't believe it.
It's a point of emphasis. The Trae Young rule, the James Harden rule. And yeah, he does just enough to get Jeffries as he's going down.
He was already well into his shot before he even extended that foot either.
He didn't need to do it.
Here's Maldonado. In on Mensa. That time he had it blocked. Another one. And stepping on the baseline, and goes the other way to the Aztecs. And Mensa's starting to get fired up a bit.
And Coach Linder's talking to Hunter Maldonado. He said that's too much. You don't need to attack the Mountain West leading shot blocker twice in the same possession. If you don't have it the first time, fine. Pull it out and make him guard you at the three-point line.
San Diego State up 52-45. The three-pointers have been flying, but not lately. No field goals for the Aztecs in the last 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Bradley off the screen, pulls up from the wing, this time a little short.
They're trying to go right to Ike.
Ike working in on Mensah. Out to Maldonado for three. Off the front of the rim. Ike offensive rebound, whistle, and a foul. It's on the floor. And it's going to be against Mensah.
That's what Ike does. Never stops working. The best compliment I can give Graham Ike on his offensive rebounding ability is he treats shots like passes. He thinks those are passes to him.
That's 3 fouls on Mensah as he heads to the bench. With the kick out. Here's Jeffries. Just enough room to get it off. Can't get it to go that time. Baker Mazzara.
Good defense by Maldonado, denying Bradley on that DHO.
Pulliam with 8 on the shot clock. Drives, turnaround in the lane, gets it to go. Tough shot, Trey Pulliam. It's Mountain West all honorable mention last year. Had 15 points in the conference tournament against Wyoming. Oden in the corner, short. Rebound Johnson. Bradley working hard with Maldonado on him, and a foul is called. It's going to be against Hunter Maldonado.
Maldonado's done a pretty good job in the second half. He's had the assignment on Matt Bradley, the bigger guard, and that's his 3rd foul. That's Maldonado's 3rd foul. A little too much contact. Matt Bradley's first step, it's not just quick, it's smart. Having a fast first step is good, but having a smart first step is best.
Bradley getting a blow before we get to the next media timeout. Johnson on the drive. We get a foul way before that layup attempt.
Johnson's had himself a really nice game. He's got 6 points, hit 2 threes, 3 rebounds, and just doing a nice job of attacking when the defense gives him an opportunity to attack. He hasn't forced anything tonight.
Johnson was 3 for 25 from 3, and he's made both of his attempts tonight. There's Baker Mazzara with the baseline jumper, and a rebound grabbed by Brendan Wenzel, the sophomore from San Antonio.
Ike wants it.
And a whistle here, and it's going to be against Tomajic. That's 3.
Coach Linder was screaming at Reynolds to throw it into Ike. He was wide open twice in post position. That's a freshman needs to understand his role. He's got to be coached into that. When in doubt, give it to the player that averages 20 a game. That's what I always say.
Now we talked about kind of the high-scoring first half. Both teams have cooled off considerably here in the second half. Here's Maldonado with a turnaround, little hook, can't get it to go. Nice backdoor cut. Maldonado gets in the passing lane. As that goes out of play, it'll stay with the Aztecs. Matt Bradley, it's been his game tonight.
23 points, 5 threes for Matt Bradley. The dude has been in his bag It's got San Diego State up.
You know, with the West Coast Conference and the Mountain West Conference potentially getting multiple bids, more than usual, usually get 2 from those conferences. They could get 3 or 4 each. That really limits us some of the other at-large opportunities around college basketball.
That's no question. With the ACC so down this season, giving opportunities like the Mountain West and the West Coast Conference to get 3 to 4 teams in.
We're in a scoring drought for both teams right now. Wyoming hasn't had a field goal since the 14:44 mark. Here's Maldonado on the drive, finds Ike as he falls out of bounds. Ike has it blocked. That one goes up, almost found its way in, ends up in the hands of Baker Mazzara. Bounce pass on the screen and roll. Couldn't hang on to it. Another turnover. That's number 8 for the Aztecs.
Both teams like to play at a slower pace. So it's not surprising that we've seen kind of a slowdown. But when you're talking about San Diego State and what they need to do to continue to slow down Wyoming, they've got to shut down the paint. Wyoming has 16 points in the paint. That's been their bread and butter in the second half.
Maldonado with a spin move. That one blocked. Great play defensively, but it ends up in the hands of Ike. Diabate with that block as Ike goes up with it and draws the foul.
Live, it looked like that first block was goaltending. Does this hit the backboard? No, that was great defense, just in time.
So Ike to the foul line here for Wyoming. Shoots it at just under 71%. Connects on the first here.
He was 7 of 10 from the line in the win against Nevada on Saturday. When he gets to the free throw line a ton, he's only got 5 points tonight, averages over 20 on the season. Gets so many of his points from the free throw line.
Why does he only have 6 points tonight?
San Diego State's front court's done a really nice job of pushing him out of his comfort area, and the ball pressure by the backcourt of San Diego State has deterred a lot of those post-entry passes that Wyoming is usually getting.
Bradley back in the game and immediately able to put one in. San Diego State's plus 20 tonight with Matt Bradley on the floor.
Matt Bradley is getting wherever he wants to go, whenever he wants to go there. Just absolutely unconscious tonight.
Ike starting to get hot. He's a second half player. It's his first field goal of the second half. Ends a bit of a scoring drought. Wyoming just one of their last 8 from the field.
They're trying to go Bradley in the post.
Bradley decides to take it from three-point land. Off the mark that time. Ball tapped into the hands of Maldonado. 7-point lead for the Aztecs.
With Mensah on the bench, feels like a big defensive possession for the Aztecs if they can get a stop.
Maldonado finds some room. Maldonado went for the dunk and lost the handle. Bradley works it into the elbow. Now it's Butler. Finds some room in the lane. Just gets some room to put it in off of the window. And something happened here on the baseline in the crowd.
Well,
we have a fan being thrown out of the game.
A lot of activity from the Doom squad. That's the student section here at the Dome of Doom.
The referee ejected the fan from the game. He's pleading his case. Didn't really see what happened. Just saw both players kind of go into the stands.
That fan has the look of, hey, it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Take a look here. Ike with kind of a collision out of bounds here. And gets in the face of Butler. There was no...
Oh, his teammate tries to hold him back, too. That's a heady play by the teammate, trying to keep his fan in the game.
So
keep the student in the game.
Yeah, it looked like one of the fans there tried to hold the ejected fan back a bit. Nevertheless, the officials are going over to the monitor here to look at kind of those extracurriculars after the play. A 58-49 lead for San Diego State right now. Here's one more look. And Ike just kind of shoving Butler all the way to the baseline. So they were checking to see if anybody came off of the bench there, and the answer is no. Officials talked that over. So no ejections or technicals issued here. But you really could have, that Ike kept kind of pushing Butler there way out of bounds.
Kind of expected that.
Yeah.
That in this type of game, this Mountain West conference environment.
Maldonado missed the dunk earlier as the ball slipped out of his hands. He wanted a foul on that possession. Wyoming just one of their last 9 from the field.
They're doing a good job of not giving Ike open. Wow.
Brendan Wenzel getting involved again. That's his second 3 tonight. He's got 6.
They did everything right, guarding Ike.
They've been denying Bradley here, so he's posting up Maldonado now. Bradley catches inside the circle. Jab step, drive, spin, falls away. Wanted the foul, didn't get it. I thought that was pretty good defense there from Maldonado.
I thought that was great defense of Maldonado. Hands up, took a little bit of contact in the chest.
Reynolds on the drive, left-hand layup is good. Timeout, Aztecs.
It's the extra guys. Knocking down a 3, Wenzel. You need that, guys off the bench. And then the freshman, lefty, finish, smooth. You gotta get it.
You're watching March to March, presented by Principal Financial Group. It's been a good one here at 72-20, 58-54. Aztecs hanging on to the lead, but Wyoming on their way back. A big reason, Hunter Maldonado. He's on triple-double watch now.
Now he's missed some shots. Wide open layups have been kind of a struggle for Maldonado. But he's got 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. Closing in on that triple-double. This is a kid who's 6th in the country in assists per game, trying to will his team back into this ball game. It's a 2-possession game here, Alex.
Hasn't had a triple-double this year, but right now his stat line, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. In 122 games, you'd think a guy who rebounds the ball as well as he does and passes the ball as well as he does would have one, but he doesn't. As we get Pulliam with a nice little runner in the lane. He's been quietly big tonight for San Diego State.
Yeah, 10 points for Pulliam. He's been really, really efficient. Hasn't forced any of the action.
Reynolds. Bounce to Ike. Jeffries gets collided into with Pulliam right into the Wyoming bench. And Pulliam picking up his second foul.
It's physical. You got a man up here in conference play in the Mountain West.
Here's a look at the Mountain West Conference standings as we stand right now. Wyoming right behind Boise State. San Diego State continues to climb with a couple of games left on their schedule. So a big one tonight, a quad one opportunity for both of these teams. Let's take another look at your O'Donnell rules, Mike.
So far, I think they've done an okay job of matching their physicality. They've done a decent job of hunting for mismatches, but they have not been able to flatten out San Diego State's defense. San Diego State's defense has been in the gap. They've doubled really well. They've really pushed EK away from his comfortable spots. That's why they're one of the best half-court defensive teams in the country, locked in defensively all night long for the Aztecs.
Jeffries took a pretty hard collision from Pulliam, who jumped basically right into him. He was a bit shaken up as he landed in the Wyoming bench. He's at the free throw line here. And hits the front end of the 1+1. San Diego State with 17 fouls at the moment. Wyoming with 5. Second one from Jeffries is good.
This is a great time to run some action for Matt Bradley. San Diego State's been a little helter-skelter offensively these last few minutes. I'd be looking for Bradley.
Bradley had 20 points in the first half, just 5 in the second half as Pulliam misses the runner but gets his own rebound. Here is the aforementioned Matt Bradley. Maldonado all over him. Pulliam in the corner. 7 on the shot clock as it gets to Butler. Spin move, nice move, finds a little bit of a seam. Can't finish. Butler's got it. Out to Pulliam. And a fresh 20 here for the Aztecs.
Smart decision by Pulliam. Didn't pull a 3, didn't kick it to Bradley for a deep 3. Run your offense. Be patient.
Mensa set
oh, what a cross.
For Bradley. Pulls up from inside the circle. Missed that one. And Bradley's cooled off. San Diego State shooting just 27% here in the second half. And a foul is called against the Aztecs.
Well, Reynolds has a really great burst of speed. I've been impressed with the freshman in this game. Watch the little hezzy cross. Gets downhill really fast.
Reynolds misses the front end of the 1+1 there.
Yeah, you could see that as soon as he left his hand, it was going off. He didn't follow through.
Back making noise again. 4-point game. Pulliam drives. Missed. There's a takeaway. Can't finish underneath. And we get a whistle down on the baseline as Maldonado draws another foul.
The Wyoming student section needs to be pushed back by the staff, by the security staff, because they were going crazy calling for a foul here. What a wild sequence. Johnson misses the bunny.
Foul there on Johnson is his second. Maldonado, who shoots it at 73% from the foul line, connects there. Maldonado, 13 points, 10 rebounds. He's an assist away from a triple-double. Miss on the second free throw. Bradley. In on Maldonado. Here comes the double.
Great help by Wenzel on the baseline.
Bradley wants it back. Bradley spins away, throws it up, and draws the foul. They got him on the arm. Foul's going to be against EK. That's his second.
There was no denying Matt Bradley. That is a ridiculous whirlpool spin cycle in ISO mid-post. Matt Bradley's just been otherworldly tonight.
That's not a spin move. That's an Allen Iverson commercial.
No question. That was big time.
Bradley rattles in the free throw. He's got 26.
Closing in on his career high of 29.
His season high is 28. That was against San Jose State. And Bradley connects again. I did that game too.
Well, you're big time. That's
yeah.
why. Now, if you're Wyoming, you're in the bonus. Don't take any bad contested shots. Get to the rim, get to the free throw line, extend this game up. Well, that's great defense by Butler.
Reynolds underneath to Ike. Mensah gets his hands on it. Ike finds a little bit of room. Mensah just keeps his hands up.
Just terrific. Terrific defense by Nathan Mensah.
Bradley. Maldonado, fall away from Bradley is short. We get closer to the 5-minute mark. And a timeout taken here from Wyoming. It's tightened up quite a bit here in Laramie. It's a 5-point game back in 30 seconds. It's a 5-point game here in Laramie. The Aztecs looking to hand the Wyoming Cowboys their first loss at home all season long. Now, Graham Ike, 20-point per game scorer for this Wyoming team. Only has 8 tonight, Mike. He has 10 rebounds, but what's been the difference tonight for him?
San Diego State's defense. That's been the difference. But it hasn't been just Nathan Mensah, who's been great in one-on-one scenarios. It's been a collective effort. Arope, Tamayic, and Diabate have all been really good. And that's kind of the epitome of this San Diego State defense. As you take a look at the numbers for Graham Ike, his points averaging 20 a game, only has 8 tonight. The cohesion defensively for San Diego State is outstanding. That's not by accident. That's what they've done all season long. The best half-court defense in college basketball.
Cowboys down by 5. Here's Maldonado. Around the screen from Ike. Maldonado on the drive. That one blocked by Mensah, and Seiko tracks it down.
Mensah's just so good at timing those block shots.
Bradley pulls up left of the circle, buries it.
Stop.
Bradley's got 29.
Stop.
A new season high for Matt Bradley.
Absolutely in his bag tonight.
There's Ike underneath. Puts it in for Wyoming. Back to a 5-point game.
And that was dangerously close to a flop warning for Mensah.
Bradley has tied his career high of 29. He did that while he was at Cal. Bradley has it now.
And they're flattening out. 1-4 low. It's just ISO at the top. Maldonado, Bradley.
Bradley pulls up for 3. Short that time. Oden underneath, able to put it in. Wyoming down only by 3. Bradley with Maldonado on him. 8 on the shot clock. Bradley called for the offensive foul. And Dutcher hits the deck after that call. Can't believe it. It's a 3-point game here in Laramie. Wyoming chipping away at this San Diego State lead, down only by 3 with 3:20 to go. San Diego State's led a good chunk of this game, and the reason for that is our performance of the game fueled by Gatorade. It's the play of this man, Matt Bradley.
He has been absolutely filthy tonight on the offensive end. 29 points. He's hit 5 threes, 4 or 5 from the free throw line. He's done everything. Has been exhausting to guard for Wyoming. He's been in ISO. He's hit threes. He's gotten to the rim. Matt Bradley, no question, player of the game.
Tying his career high with 29 points. That came when he was playing at Cal, so it's his San Diego State career high tonight. Had 28 earlier this season against San Jose State. Now, Ryan Dutcher, smile on his face now, but he has not been happy with some of the calls tonight.
And there's been a few questionable calls, and I would agree with Coach Dutcher, especially on that last offensive foul.
Now, we missed it on the when it happened, but Maldonado has hit his triple-double as a three-point attempt is missed by Dussel. Maldonado tonight with 13 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists, and he's really fueled this Wyoming comeback as they trail just by 3.
Comes Bradley at the top.
Pulliam circles around the baseline. Now Bradley. Mensah reposts Bradley. Spins, finds some room, goes up, draws the foul. So it was threes early, mid-range in the middle, and now he's drawing fouls and getting to the line.
The patience of Matt Bradley. He had to give it up to Mensah to get his dribble back. That spin move in the post has been his move tonight.
That's 4 fouls now on Maldonado. And it looked like he was able to bump the ball and trigger it loose with his elbow, kind of inadvertently there, but made some contact there on Bradley as he goes to the free throw line. He's 4 of 5 from the stripe tonight. Shoots it at just over 78% on the year. Misses the first one.
Plenty of time on the clock. 2:38 for both teams.
He's got 30. A new career high for Matt Bradley.
Both teams in the bonus.
Maldonado now playing with 4 fouls in a huge game for Wyoming. They've won 14 straight in this building. They're 13-0 at home this year. Working into Ike, Mensah on him. Here comes the double with Pulliam. Gets it to Maldonado, out to Odin, lines up for 3, got it! Jeremiah Odin from downtown, he's been huge. His 3rd triple tonight, he's got 15. We've got a 1-point game. Bradley with the pull-up from 15. Can't rattle it home. But we've got a foul away from the shot, and it's going to be against Wyoming. Xavier Dussel called for the foul, the sophomore from Scottsdale. Wyoming now with 18 fouls, so we've got the 1-and-1 coming up.
And they're going to get Dussel on this box out. There's just not that much contact there, Alex. There really isn't. For as physical as this game has been.
Let's take a look here. Wins by 2 points or fewer this year. Wyoming has certainly played in some heart attack type games. And that's not to mention the overtime game they played with Colorado State as well. San Diego State up by 1. It's Mensah at the free throw line. Makes the front end. 1:51 to go. A quad 1 opportunity for both teams. And you said it, Mike, San Diego State probably needs this game a little bit more than Wyoming. As Mensah hits them both. Back to a 3-point lead for the Aztecs. Ike with Mensah on him. Ike, off-balance shot, missed. And the Aztecs have it with 1:30 to go. The post for Bradley, he slips, goes down to the deck. It's taken away by Odin. It goes out of bounds on the sideline, but a foul is called. It's against Rock.
And Bradley loses it. He just loses his footing. Tries to save it. And then a rope goes in for the reach-in foul. A silly play by a rope.
So Odin to the line here with Wyoming down 3, a minute 20 to play. Hits the first.
Odin's been really good tonight. With 16 points, hit 3 threes.
Odin averages just under 8 per game for this Wyoming squad. Just a sophomore. Hits them both. We got a 1-point game in a quad 1 game. Pulliam to the bucket. Got it to go. Trey Pulliam with ice water in his veins. Able to drive to the bucket and put one in. Less than a minute to go. Maldonado posts up Ike. Double for a second. Ike throws it up. Can't get it to go. Mensah's got the rebound. And Jeff Linder is frustrated.
Mensah is exhausted. He walked up the court. His back-to-back phenomenal possessions defensively for Mensah, playing without fouling.
Pulliam scored on the last possession. Pulls up this time. Pulliam with the pull-up and the dagger, perhaps, for the Aztecs. Maldonado brings it up. Timeout, Wyoming. And Pulliam hearing the boos from this Wyoming crowd. His Aztec teammates have to push him back to the bench. Not sure if there's some trash talk in there, but look at this, Mike.
This is Pulliam just making a big-time Hoopers play. Mid-range, hand in his face. Are you kidding me, Trey Pulliam?
The senior from Bryan, Texas, just outside College Station. Played his junior college at Navarro College. Just a tremendous night for Pulliam with 14 points and 5 rebounds for the Aztecs.
Something to keep an eye on. San Diego State's defense, one of the tops in the country. They have the best after timeout defense in the nation per Synergy Sports. Wyoming has one of the best after timeout offenses in the nation. And what we're going to see here, I don't think they're going to go to EK right away because they haven't been able to get into rhythm with EK in the post. This is Maldonado time. Second option right now is keep an eye on number 0 for Wyoming, Jeffries. A lot of attention will be on Maldonado and EK, and they like to use those guys as decoys sometimes for Jeffries for a 3.
Now the officials coming over to the table here to check something out. But what a huge game tonight for both these teams. You can feel there was a little extra energy in the building, and certainly extra energy in shoot-around as well today, as we saw. And both teams certainly knew the importance of this game as we approach the Mountain West Conference tournament next week. There's the tournament resumes again against Jerry Palm. Has Wyoming at the moment as an 8 seed. They've got a better record in their quad 1 opportunities. The Aztecs just 3-7, but a lot more quad 1 opportunities. They're projected as a 10 seed at the moment. Both teams in Jerry Palm's field at the moment.
And what's going to help San Diego State in their resumes, they don't really have any bad losses. They're 12-0 in quad 2 and quad 3 games combined. And you add in another quad 1 win, would put you at 4-7 in quad 1 games. You want to talk about bolstering your resume at the right time of the year.
The Aztecs certainly, I think I mentioned to you, I don't know if the Aztecs are going to score 70 tonight. They're right at 71. And they've needed every single one of those points against this tough Wyoming offense.
And with a lot of help from Matt Bradley, who's been incredible tonight with 30 points. And Bradley's actually on the bench right now, as they're substituting in for their best defenders.
So EK will do the inbounding on the sideline. 15 and 9/10 seconds to go. It's Maldonado.
Going to Jeffries.
Here's Jeffries off the screen. Three-pointer. It's blocked. Ends up in the hands of Mensah and a foul committed. A great defensive play, and that's the calling card of the San Diego State Aztecs' defense.
The #1 after timeout defense in the country comes up with a huge stop and a rope on the block. That wasn't even his guy. He stepped up and gave extra effort. Oh, what a play by a rope. My goodness.
I'll tell you what, if a rope had cut his fingernails this morning, that one would not have been a block shot. That was that close. So Mensah connects from the free throw line. You know, we talked about Wyoming wanting to have the same type of culture as San Diego State, as Maldonado with a triple-double lets it fly. Mensah comes down with it. And San Diego State, the first team all season long to hand Wyoming a loss, at 72-20. They had been 0-3 at altitude this year, but San Diego State comes into Laramie and picks up a quad 1 win, knocking it off 73-66, their 8th straight win against Wyoming. As we look at the updated Mountain West Conference standings, San Diego State picking up their 11th conference victory. And Wyoming at the loss is now 12-4 in Mountain West play, so the hopes of a Mountain West regular season championship have been dashed tonight by the Aztecs of San Diego State. We'll be back with more on the other side. Aztecs pick up a win in enemy territory, 73-66. Back with more in a moment. A huge win for the Aztecs, a quad 1 win on the road at Wyoming. They knock off the Cowboys 73-66. Let's send it over to Mike O'Donnell. He's got our star of the game, Matt Bradley.
With Matt Bradley here, okay, Matt, you got to talk to me, man. 30 points, and right before we came on air, I talked to you and I said, after that first 3 went down, it felt like it was going to be one of those nights. What did it feel like tonight?
Yeah, you know, it was a great night. I told myself on the first chance I got I was going to shoot it, and I did and went in, and my confidence was through the roof. And, you know, we got a couple more games this season, and what I told our guys is let's just have fun. You know, we got a couple more games. We got a really good group of guys, and we're going to go out here and compete and have fun. We had a great win tonight, so I'm really happy.
So the national perception is you guys are on the bubble right now, and you needed that quad 1 win. Did you have that kind of mindset going into this game?
Yeah, most definitely. And just winning at this place, you know, they haven't lost a home game yet. So definitely coming in here is big for us going into the tournament, and we raised a lot of eyebrows. So I'm really happy for us.
Where do you think you guys are at coming on the road? The depth of defense that you guys have, not many people talk about enough how great your defense is.
Yeah, our defense travels, whether at home or away, but most importantly, our offense came tonight. Trey Pulliam, a lot of guys stepped up. Keyshawn Johnson hit a couple big threes, so, you know, myself, so I'm really happy for us, and we're going to keep improving. We got a big game coming up next, so let's keep doing it.
Thanks, Matt. Congrats. Back to you, Alex.
What a win for the Aztecs, knocking off Wyoming on their home floor. Their first loss at 72-20 all season long. For our producer, Mike Pittman, our director, Chris Lincoln, and for my analyst, Mike O'Donnell, my name is Alex Del Barrio, and for our entire CBS crew, this has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. We now send you to the Longines Fay Jumping World Cup North American League from Puebla, Mexico. So long from Laramie.